Welcome to the 39th CALLERLAB convention in Nashville. Today is the 2nd of April, 2012, and this is the Grand Old Basics session. My name is Walt Burr. I'm the moderator for this session. And joining us on the panel today from Los Angeles, California, we have Mike Seastrom on my immediate left. And on the far end, Masaharu Hiraga, I think I said it right, from the Gunma area in Japan. We're going to talk a little bit about using the basic program without being boring, some things you can give your dancers, how to have some fun with it, and we all believe the basic program can be some very interesting dancing. I'd like to start with Doc. I think the mic is on.
Starting off from myself? Okay. Good afternoon, gentlemen and ladies and gentlemen. The reason why I wanted to be a part of panel discussion this time is that in my area, I call basic 4 times a week. And the reason of the importance of the basic program, it seems to be that now the students' learning speed is slowing down. Various reasons. One is age, and even for younger people, they tend to spend less time than before for square dance hobby. And I think the commitment level of the people to the square dancing is now reducing. But that doesn't mean they like less than before. I think they like to dance square. But still, a lot of difference. I'm comparing now and 15 years ago. When I started dancing, many people, maybe 90% of dancers, are very, very deeply committed to square dancing. But these days, it's not that situation. So that is a fact. I have been seeing the scenery for maybe over 10 years now, that I needed more time to let people understand what I explain. And in my case, if I want more people to stay with us in our club, I would need over 1 year to finish the basic program. I'm talking about 2 hours session a week, okay? And excluding a vacation season, 45 lessons of 2 hours are not enough for them to learn basic. And because one of the reasons for that, I think, is that I'm trying to teach all applications. And we started this excluding the chords not included in standard application. I now teach only standard application of basic. Sounds like easy, but for the people who start learning, it's not easy. So that's why I'm now interested in concentrating on improving the teaching method of basic dance program. And I will talk further after having Mike's.
Butch, do you have a comment to make? Make sure it gets on the microphone. So,
Butch Adams from Washington, D.C. area. You say you call basic 4 times a week? Is that the 4 different groups? or do some of these people dance twice a week or 3 times a week, or are they all just once a week?
Yeah. I said 4 times a week I teach the basic program. 4 totally different group, no overlapping. That means 4 locations of the clubs have the same tendency. That's what I meant.
Can I interrupt you for just a second?
Well,
we will have time for questions and comments and such from everybody, but I'd like to hear from both our presenters before we get into that.
Before we get into maybe more specifics of dance choreography and that kind of thing, I would just like to jump on top of what Doc said, that what he is finding in his area is that there is a program that can be entirely viable and that will reach people that we would not otherwise be able to reach. Literally, if we teach our classes in a certain way and we move along at a certain speed, there's going to be a certain percentage of people that drop off. And I know that in the Los Angeles area and in many areas of the United States, urban areas particularly, where the destination program is plus, what we find is that when we're moving along our groups and we're trying to get through the mainstream and even the plus program in a single year, there's a certain amount of people we're going to lose. They're going to fall by the wayside. We're not going to be able to keep those. Several years ago, or quite a few years ago, we began putting together basic dances in the Los Angeles area so that we could have a place for new dancers to come. And we initially thought that these would be like new dancer dances. We started out by having those dances at the same program where the new dancer lessons were given, particularly for all of our September classes. That's where we started it anyway. And as we progressed with these dances, we suddenly realized that there's a nucleus of people who attend these dances, and even after graduation, or theoretically when they graduate and should go on to their clubs, they're actually not going to their clubs, but they're just staying, and we see them at all these dances. And those dances have grown to become kind of a de facto program, so as to speak. And so there's people out there saying, this is kind of just fine. This kind of fits our cup of tea. So I think that might be something that your callers associations can look at as an association to run some of these dances, so that there's like this nesting spot where people can go and feel comfortable and dance. We've also found that there's a certain number of our new dancers that, because of either increased age and maybe declining physical abilities, or increased age and maybe defining mental capacity or that kind of thing, that they're not up to a full program of dancing, particularly during the time of the year when the new dancers are already integrated in the clubs, and when we're calling more how can I say, more involved or complex choreography to our clubs. They're not comfortable with that, but they love these dances, and so these basic dances, as we call them, we just call them dance in the basics or fun with the basics. Those kind of dances can really fill in the blanks in your area. And my hope, and as we've talked about this subject over the last several caller labs, is that we would see more and more callers picking up the ball and using this program, either with their own clubs or an entire association, putting together dances and capturing a group of dancers that are otherwise falling through the cracks. Maybe just as a show of hands, how many are seeing this or are using these programs in your area? We've got in Germany. Butch, you want to say a little bit about yours?
We have an interesting situation in the Washington, D.C. area and in Southern Virginia in the Shenandoah Valley. Both of them, example, the Shenandoah Valley, 5 of the clubs on their class nights are having 5 and 6 squares at class nights and 2 squares on club nights. And it was thought, why is this? Money? No, some of them charge. Even though they're angels, they charge them. So it's not a matter of money. Dress up? No, they don't care about dressing up. But the comment we get from all of them is more fun. They're having fun dancing at the class night compared to being forced into something at club night. Washington, D.C., we have a multi-tiered teaching program, 16 weeks of basic, 16 weeks of mainstream, 16 weeks of plus. And we're dancing 10, 11, 12 squares, and these people don't want to go anyplace else. They keep coming back, even though that's a teaching console. It's not a club. We don't want to compete with the clubs, but they don't want to go out and dance with the clubs because they say it's more fun to come and dance at a level that they're comfortable with.
I have to agree with what both Doc and Mike have said. My home area is Munich, Germany, and we're seeing more and more of our mainstream dancers and plus dancers turning up at our basic and student dances. We have a very active student dance program in our area. We have 2 annual jamborees. We have what we call student parties at a certain point in the basic program. And I think what's happening is more and more of the experienced dancers are getting tired of the ever-increasing complexity. And there's this on and on and on forever and ever and ever in more and more complicated choreography. I think folks are getting tired of that. We had a basic program dance in January. We were expecting approximately 100 dancers. We wound up with 230. And over half of them were mainstream or plus dancers. So I agree with what you gentlemen have said. I think more and more people are saying we want to relax and dance. Back to Doc for a moment. I'm sorry, we have a question in the back, and then I'd like to go back to our 2 presenters.
Ron Wolcock out of Washington State. Our particular area, we run lessons. We have a basic lesson that goes on, and then we have a mainstream lesson. And so consequently, one of our clubs converted to a basic B51 club, we call it. And it gives a place for the people that just went through the basic lessons, and either by choice or otherwise they don't choose to go on to the mainstream lessons. And it gives them a place to land, and they come to our B51 club. So we have a monthly B51 dance just like any other mainstream club. Okay.
Yeah, I hope you can find page 10 of the handout. The thickest, it was 16 pages, and page 10 of 16 pages. I wrote some phenomenon I'm experiencing. And also, we have basic dance program separately from mainstream. We decided, we CALLERLAB decided to have a dance program, new dance program in 2006. Mike, basic is.
Brought it back.
Yeah, and after that, basic 1 and basic 2 came, and I'm now wondering if we can call basic 1 is a separate dance program, or, but we are not dealing with these 3 subsets, basic 1, basic 2, and mainstream, 3 subsets as a dance program, respectively, because we don't have any triennial review program, right?
The triennial review also includes the basic program. That is also part of the mainstream committee. There's a subset of that committee, but it's also included in the triennial review.
Yes. So please look into page 10, environment. We have now 3 subsets within the mainstream program, basic 1, basic 2, and mainstream. For the first 2 programs of basic 1 and 2, only the standard application are used in my teaching, okay? This is my teaching way. And even the decent extended application of basic 1 and basic 2 course are saved to be taught in the later half of the mainstream teaching. That is the way I do, okay? I don't mean many of the scholars do the same thing in Japan. I do, okay? And for the weekly dance, 2 rooms are used, in my case. I look into page, next page. There is a program of club dance. You can see main room on the left and the second room on the right. And the beginner class, basic one teaching, takes 2 hours on the second room. And one tip, in 1 hour, we have a joint dance on the main room. All the students go to the main dance room and dance hall, and the experienced dancers join their dancing. And they can have a nice hand guide, and they learn a lot. But the students are more comfortable staying in the second room during learning, because there's no strong push-up pull, and they themselves learn how to do California twirl or how to do arm and left in the beginning of the teaching. So I have been utilizing this kind of club dance method for 4 years now. And I'm seeing the very peculiar phenomenon that after utilizing this method of teaching, the remaining rate was so highly increased. And normally maybe 90% will be retaining. Before, many left. I think in my 20 years club history, I taught more than 400 people. We have members of 40. Why that? 90% left. So I'm trying to increase the retaining rate by using 2 rooms. That's the situation. What is your opinion?
You see increase on retention then with this? Yes.
Wait, but I want to put that question on the mic.
Would you repeat that?
Yes,
Please
just
use
just
the mic,
replace
because the session's being. Sorry, Mike. I cut. We're recording everything, so if you've got comments.
I just want to reaffirm, you've seen the retention rate go up when you use this format. Okay.
Yes. We have seen the ability to integrate our dancers into our club programs by creating tips and creating dances at that same program as well.
This is a question for Doc. Mike Gormley from Florida. I know, we rely quite a bit upon angels to help out with the lower level classes. And I see you have concurrent classes running under this chart on page 11. So do you have problems where you don't have enough maybe in your lower level class because the angels that are, for instance, being taught plus are not available to be in the beginner class to work as angels?
I actually created this kind of method because I wanted experienced dancers enjoy their dance more than before. And even so, the students can learn a lot by themselves, and it's a combination of the two. And did I answer to a question?
I think what Doc's trying to say is that he's allowed his dancers at the other programs to just simply enjoy that program while his new dancers were learning. Yeah. I'm sure he had some angels, but the bottom line is he had the facility where he could separate those groups and kind of retain them. Does your club and your class dance all on the same night?
Yes. Same hour, yeah.
So when you have that kind of setup and you have multiple halls, you have the luxury of running, 2 different halls or 2 different things. Another thing is that there's a term that you use that a lot of us have used over the years, level and lower level, particularly. We've tried really hard, and it's just, I know it just falls out of your mouth, but one of the things we're really trying to really hard is that these are programs. They're not necessarily levels. Levels implies this is a level or lower level, higher level, what. So new dancer program, new dancer dance, this is our basic 50. I tell people when I'm teaching that these are the most important calls. That first basic set of calls are the most important calls. They're the key to every other place you'll ever go in square dancing if you ever choose to go anyplace else. Those calls are the key, and they're the most important ones. And so that's why we emphasize that program more than anything else, and because that's the basics. Okay. I was going to talk a little bit about what you can do with basics, and I don't know if we're ready to go there or if we want to talk a little bit about choreography and where we go with the choreo in this, and because I think sometimes you have to look at maybe a little different way of presenting things and doing things that can be just as much fun for your angels or your plus or advanced dancers that could be great fun and doable for your basic dancers. Butch, you wanted to?
Before you go into that, back what you had said, you had talked about angels in your classes. I'd like to hear from you guys because I have my belief is I would prefer not to have angels. I'll take enough angels to make up a square, but I really have found, and I've been at this game now, this is my 53rd year of calling, I would rather not have any angels. They cause me more problems than anything else.
Can I just address that real quickly, and then I want to go on with Mike's comments about choreography. One of the things we do with our lessons in our area, my wife and I both call for separate mainstream clubs, and one of the things we've done is we have set a limit on the angels in our classes. Right? We have no more than one angel couple in a square. And the reason we set that limit is we found, one, the dancers didn't learn the bad habits quite as fast. Okay. And the other, they were a lot more comfortable because there wasn't the pressure and the pushing and the pulling and the you go here and you go here and you go here. And instead of becoming dependent on somebody getting them to the right spot, they learned to get there on their own. So, yes, I would agree with you. We set a strict limit on angels. On to Mike, please.
Just to piggyback there a little bit more, there is information out there, written information about guidelines for angels, and I would latch onto a copy and add and subtract things that you like in it, and sit down and have a conversation first with those people that are your angels early on in your program, and talk with them about what you expect and what you really want them to do to fulfill their obligation as an angel. Let me get a comment back in the back in here. And
yeah, I appreciate what Doc is doing there. 45 weeks, I dream of doing that. But we are here in this United States, we have a different culture, a culture that wants it now. And what we're trying to deal with is how do you handle that culture that wants it now. They're not going to take 45 weeks. And so I'm the president of the Nashville Area Callers Association, and us callers in this area are trying to come up with a program this fall to deal with that. You have any questions or comments on that, please?
You're trying to come up with a program that you can teach in how many weeks?
Well, we're trying to shorten it. We're trying to get to a point where we don't teach all year long. We want to keep the people where you have an idea there, which is great, where they have a separate night and basics only, and we're trying to develop that too. But where do we come to a line where we can draw how much do we teach them and say a 20-week period of time when we only got 1 hour to teach them? So that's basically 20 hours. You don't have a whole lot to work with.
If I may.
Yes.
I don't think there's going to be a set answer to that question. I think it's going to vary from group to group to group. And it's going to be a judgment call based on, I can't quite see you, based on the group you're teaching at the time. I don't think we're going to be able to set and say, okay, in 20 weeks we're going to teach this much. But back to the comment about angels, is my opinion that the fewer angels you have in that group, the more teaching you'll get done.
Yeah, 20 hours is a unique small window of time.
Could I ask you to hold your comment for just a minute? Because I know Mike had some things he wanted to cover, and we only have about 45 minutes left.
Can we get a square up real quick? Can we put up a square and put it right there in the center a little bit, and we'll just take a peek? And I'd like to invite anybody that wants to jump in and make a comment about things that you can do with the basics that are interesting. First of all, when we start out, we're starting out with our circles. A lot of people, when we begin our If we can get regular couples, that'd be great. Fantastic. So everybody can see a little bit better. Yeah, let's go back in the corner. Can everybody see back over here? So basically, these are things we all do, and I'm sure most of you do these things to begin with, but let's just start out with a circle. Everybody circle to the left, okay? We don't have any music, but we'll just circle to the left, okay? Circle to the right, the other way back, and drop hands single file, go Indian style, all right? All the girls reach up, tap the man in front of you with your left hand. He'll turn around, Alabama left. Come on back, go right and left, grand. So simple things you can do from circles that don't involve any kind of tough stuff to do. Meet your girl, promenade home. Okay, so you can do simple things from circles. You can do circle things, swing your corner. You know, you got to put her on your right. You got a new corner. Swing her. Well, you want to do, okay, swing your corner. Put her on the right. Circle to the left. You got a new corner girl. All right. Say hi to your new corner girl. Swing her. Go round and round. Put her on your right. Circle to the left. Go round the ring. Okay. Ladies center, men's sachet. You guys are all using that. Ladies center, men's sachet. Circle left when you're home, say whoa. I think you guys are close to home. So there's all kinds of circle figures you can use. Don't forget the circles. You could do things, lots of things with circles from a squared set. The other thing I have down is just squared set choreography. And I think these are fun theme tips. Sometimes you even use it in a mainstream dance or a plus dance, okay? Let's have the head two couples pass through, separate, go round one, come all the way into the middle, and pass through. Split the outside two and go around one and come all the way down the middle. Do a star through and pass through, and Alaman left your corner. Come on back and there you stand. Okay? Let's try with the sides. Goalpost choreography. Sides, pass through. Separate, go around one. Come all the way into the middle. Do a right and left through right there in the center. Same centers, pass through. Split the outside two. Go around one. Everybody face your partner. Look for partner. Go right and left, grand. So goalpost choreography is fantastic to use. You're not making lines. You can tell your dances ahead of time. We're going to dance the whole next tip, and we're not going to make lines of four. Are you guys stopping for water? Promenade home. I thought you guys are like stopped at the water jug over there.
They were waiting for the promenade.
Good
dancing.
I'm sorry.
Well done.
I didn't say promenade. I'm sorry. My mistake. Caller mistake. Grand square variations. There's a ton of grand square variations. Years ago, Jack Murtha, gave a session on the basics, and he had, he went on and on with grand square variations, and there's a ton of those things. We could do heads, don't do it. Heads face grand square, sides face grand square. All the men turn and face your partner. All right? Yeah. All right? Now, if we were to do a grand square here, remember the rules of grand square. If you're facing close enough to touch somebody, you're going to back up, which means all the men are backing up. If you're not facing anybody to touch anybody, you're going to be walking forward, which means all the girls start out by walking forward. So if I say, men face your partner's ear, everybody grand square. Go. All the women walk forward and turn. And walk, 2, 3, turn. Walk, 2, 3, turn. Walk, 2, 3, reverse. Girls back up. Boys walk forward. 1, 2, 3, turn. Walk, 2, 3, turn. Walk, 2, 3, turn. And believe me, if you want your advanced dancers to have a tough time doing grand square, have them do this too, because it's not that easy to do. But again, it's just fun with the basics, and there's lots of grand square variations. You can have the sides face. All right, grand square 5 steps. Count 5, and we'll make lines of 4 up to the middle, and you come right back. Go right and left through. All right? Let's do a star through, and there's your corner Alaman left. Come on back, and there you stand. So there's lots of things you can do with lines or grand square type of things, and they're fun. Grand square 6 steps to an Alaman left, those kind of things. So there's choreography that you can put in with grand square. And it's a bunch of choreography. The other thing is the Thar family. I get a lot of callers, a lot of dancers that have a hard time doing Thars anymore, because I know that the callers in my area aren't calling a lot of Thars, or that a lot of callers don't call Thars anymore. Alaman left your corner to an Alaman Thar. Go right and left. Hang on to this girl, the men back in, make a backup Thar star, and you back them up type, stop right there. How many have seen where you call shoot the star and you drop half the floor? And anybody experienced that before? It's you go, wait a minute, So I find that today, most of the time, I have to say, all right, everybody, we're going to turn with our left. Ready with our left, shoot the star. Go forward 2. Go right and left, make it To another girl, make another thar star. Hang on, back them up tight. Time your cues to them to back them on in, okay? Stop right there. Now we can shoot the star to a right and left grand. A lot of you use that. You can also put a slip the clutch in here. So slip the clutch and pass 3 girls. 1, 2, 3. Do an Alaman left. Come on back, promenade your partner home. So look at your thars and look at your stars. The other one that I love that we don't call, it makes even a great singing call figure, is all 4 men star by the left. One time around, guys, star by the left. Good opener, middle break, closer. Turn your partner by the right forearm all the way around. Hang on, make a wrong way thar. The men back into a left-hand star when you back them up tight to a Alaman thar. Turn with your right, shoot the star, Alaman left your corner, come back and weave the ring. Okay? Or you could just call this as a good opener for a patter call. When you get around to your singing call, they own this thing for your singing call, for your opener, middle break, or closer. Promenade. Say, whoa. You guys are close. Say, whoa. So use your wrong way thar stars. They're great things to use. Let's see. I was thinking of the other Alaman thar. Anyway, the wrong way thar. Yes, Doc.
Can I? Okay, let's do this. Okay, heads pass through. Everybody join hands. Head circle right, side circle left. Okay? Now, sides, California twirl. Everybody circle right, sunny side out. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, sashay. Still outside. Ladies and gentlemen, sashay. Everybody, California twirl. Heads pass through. California twirl, Alaman left, grand right and left. Is that okay?
Third hand promenade.
Okay. Third hand. Yeah, apologies. Thank you. That kind of thing. The sunny side out circle is not written in the definition, but I use.
But again, it's fun. It's fun. Dancing, fun stuff. Butch made out that comment that it's fun stuff. It's different fun stuff to do. And that's what's neat about some of the basics when you get to stop. And you can use the same choreography with your mainstream and your plus dancers too. It's different. It's enjoyable. It's fun. Walt, you have anything to add? Okay. All right. Good. The other thing is your Alamo style your Alamo style figures. Alaman left to an Alamo style. Right to the partner and you balance there. All right. Do a swing through. Turn right and left. We all do that. But ready with your left hand, do a left swing through. I think somebody called that last night. Alaman left your corner. Come on back. Do an Alamo style. Right to the partner and you balance. Who's the heads? Heads trade. Sides trade. Heads. No. Yeah. Sides trade again. Yeah. Sides trade. Now, do the boys trade? Girls trade. Sides trade. There you go. All right. So they got to know their number. You might say before you even start this out, know your couple number. Heads trade. Boys trade. Girls trade. Sides trade. Face your partner. Go right and left grand. So they're little diddlies. Meet your girl, say whoa. They're little diddlies that you can, and if you want to make that a little more complex, right in the middle of that, you can say, instead of boys trade, girls trade, say same sexes trade. And it gives them a little bit different feel to it. But Keith, did you have something to add? So your Alamo styles and your Alamo rings. Butch?
Don't forget the one couple stuff. Couple number 1, split couple 3, go. I didn't say 2 couple. I said couple number 1. Get back there. Split couple 3, separate, go around one person, make a line of 3. Lines of 3 up to the middle and back. Couple number 3, walk across the floor.
KOU should be in the middle. He said around one.
Said around 1. Okay, now couple 3, walk across the floor. Separate, go around 1. Make a line of 4, 8 to the middle and back. But he didn't go around. Now, re-square it up, because these are simple things, but dancers don't expect it. Couple number 1, split couple number 3. Now, when you split, go around 1, and I'll say it even clearer, go around one of the sides and make a line of 3, dance into the middle and back. Couple number 3, walk across the floor. Separate, go around 1, make a line of 4, dance into the middle and back. Now you put them in lines of 4 and do anything you want with them. But get them into these basic positions by doing something very simple that they don't expect.
Doc, did you have some? I'm sorry, Mike, I cut you off.
Yeah, no, go ahead. Let's do a star through. Centers pass through. Do a right and left through the outside too. You're looking at your corner, you can Alaman left or whatever. But go ahead and square your sets right here for just a second.
Yes, including the boys face, girl don't face, the ground square is done in many places. But it is too difficult for my student. Even that is too difficult. And also that thing I saw now is also too difficult for my students.
But if you, for instance, all 4 ladies chain. Now, we were talking specifically about memorized routines, okay? These are memorized routines that you know the whole thing to before you go into it. And I think I got this at a CALLERLAB convention years ago. Number 1 couple, go down the middle, split couple number 3. Separate and go around 3 people and make lines of 3. Lines of 3, go up to the middle, and you come right back. That was 3 people. Okay? Lonesome couple number 3. Come on down the center. Separate, go around 2. Make lines of 4. Lines of 4, go forward up to the middle, and you come right back. Just the centers only. Pass through. Split the other side. Go around 1 and make lines of 4. All the boys face the girls. Go up to the middle and you come right back. Join hands, make a big ring, and circle to the left, go round. They've got 1 lucky couple with their partner on their right. Who's the lucky couple? Well, everybody knows, and they're looking at them. Lucky couple, take your partner and roll her away. All join hands and circle to the left, go around the way. Now we got 2 lucky guys with girls on your right. If you're the lucky guys, roll those girls away. Circle to the left, go around the way. Now we got 3 lucky guys with girls on your right. 3 guys, roll those girls away. Circle to the left, go around the way. Every guy is lucky this time. All 4 guys roll the girls away. Everybody, Alaman left for the girl you just rolled away. Come on back to right and left, grand. Now that's easy enough to do. You can do that. I've done that at new dancer dances with the first, basic one. But those are the kind of figures that you can do. There's another, you can take that same figure where the boys face the girls and have everybody pass through. Girls do a U-turn back and boys bend the line. 4 boys make a left-hand star, and starting with the number 1 guy, pick up your partner with an arm around and start promenading him home. You'll do that too. So there's figures that you can use that are they're entire memorized routines. And Jerry, I think you chaired one of the sessions or were a moderator one of the sessions when we just sat down and shared a lot of those memorized routines. There's books out there that guys have written about their favorite routines, and those are so neat to have some of those in your backpack or in your tool chest so that you can use those as you're going along here. Okay?
Doc, did you have something else you wanted to add?
Well, yeah, that's nice, and I can do that.
Use the mic.
Okay. I think that particular split, the number 1 split, number 3 around 3, that's interesting. And I think my students can do that. Yes. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, you know what's interesting,
Jerry, please put your comments in the mic so they get on there.
Jerry brings up a good point.
Just if instead of Doc could have got his people through it, had they said number 1 couple split the 2, go around 2, not go around and get in between the sides. I think because we understand we teach go around certain number of people, which is a call. And I want to know how you get across in Japanese sunny side out.
How do you say sunny side out to your Japanese dancer?
Yeah, I want to know. The next time I go to Japan, I want to know how to say sunny side out.
I teach sunny side out is this. Well, sometimes I have to explain in Japanese language. But very luckily, the square dance language is common for every countries and every area. No problem. Sunny side out. I sometimes use that word. I don't have to use that word either.
How do you say sunny side out in German?
Sunny side out.
Okay, okay, all right. The universal language. Here we are. The other thing, and I've got this. These are listed on the handout, so you guys can pick up this handout if you can. The other choreography that we don't use an awful lot is headman in the corner girl. We used to use a lot of that. Headman in the corner girl. Move up to the middle and you come right back. Go ahead. Up to the middle and you come right back. Okay. Same for pass through. Others don't move. Same for do U-turn back. Same for do a right and left through. The others don't move. Same for pass through. Separate, go round one, come all the way into the middle, and the others don't move. Make sure you tell the others don't move. Come all the way into the middle. Same for do a right and left through. The others don't move. Same for the others don't move. Do a left allemande. Everybody do a right and left grand. Now this figure is really an old figure. It's been around a lot of years, but we used to use a lot of the headman in the corner girl. I think that's an old Bill Peters figure years and years ago. So those are the kind of figures you can use. Another thing that's like that sideman in the corner girl, move up to the middle and you come right back. All right. Same for pass through. Separate and go around two. Hook on the ends, make lines of 4, move up to the middle and you come right back. You've got partner lines. They're kind of at the diagonal from here. But again, you've got partner lines and 0 lines you can do. Go on. Use this as a get-in to other choreography. And their square will be kind of skewed and they'll be dancing a little bit different. It'll feel a whole different to your dancers. But from here you can do just about anything you want. Any kind of line get out or any kind of choreography from there.
Doc, did you have some more examples, choreography examples you wanted to show?
Okay. One more, as I said. And then, how about this? Head right and left through and half sachet. And circle to the left. For boy, forward, up and back. Okay. Side, for girl, forward and back. For girl, make a right hand star, once around, one full turn, everybody circle to the left. Now, for boy, make a right hand star, one full turn, and circle to the left. Yeah. Okay. Sides forward, up and back. Who's sides? Sides only 4. Okay. Sides right and left through. You're gonna have sachet. Circle to the left. The lucky guy, California tour. Everybody is lucky. Okay, circle to the right. Ladies and the men sachet again. Everybody California tour. Then Adam and left. Run right and left. How about that? Yeah. That kind of thing can be done. Yes.
Well, wait a minute. Can I borrow your copy of the handout? I gave mine to somebody.
Yeah, yes.
The big one.
This one here.
Before I just make a few general comments, did you guys have any more you wanted to present?
Do you need to have a square?
No, I don't. You can sit down.
Wait,
Thank you very much.
Wait. Let me just finish out. I just got a couple more things. No, time-wise. Time. How are we on time? Well,
we have about 30 minutes.
30 minutes?
Yeah.
Get back there. Let's just look at a couple more things and we'll come back, okay? The last thing that I'd like to do is we used to very commonly call head 2 ladies chain to the right. Right? I don't know about you, but I have a hard time calling that and getting much success out of that. It really isn't. I think when you look at even the new definitions, we're chaining ladies, but what's easier to say is 1 and 2, chain your ladies. 1 and 2, ladies chain. 3 and 4, ladies chain. All 4 ladies chain across. 4 and 1, 2 ladies chain. And 1. So you gotta have to, let them, and they'll play with each other and run it back, or 1 and 4 wave at each other. I find if you do that, 1 and 4 wave at each other, they can hook up and then they can do the call, okay? 2 and 3 wave at each other, ladies chain. Ladies chain. There we go. And you're right back home from there, okay? We can do 1 and 2, do a right and a left through. Go ahead, 1 and 2, do a right and a left through. 3 and 4, do a right and a left through. The brand new head couples go up to the middle and you come right back. Star through, pass through, allemande left your corner, come on back and promenade. So you can have couples working on the diagonal with each other, and again, it's just simple, but it's fun. Jerry, hang on just a second. You guys okay?
You were talking, I was going to expand this into diagonals. Heads lead right, veer left, couples trade. And we forget about the ladies' chain and we forget about diagonals. Bend the line, right or left through, just the end two ladies chain diagonally. End two ladies. The other couples diagonally flutter wheel. And then we're back in lines again. Real easy stuff that can be done, and it's the same on that sequence that you were doing. I like the ladies chain to the left. We've got with flutter wheel, we don't chain other than very much anymore, especially two ladies.
You're absolutely right. Everybody do a right and left through. Now the end ladies chain, and a lot of times you can have them wave at each other so that you're not surprising them, so you ensure more success. End ladies wave at each other, okay? The other couples flutter wheel. Yeah, the other couples, as a matter of fact, because you've got one working couple. So the bottom line is, as you work with this choreography, you're going to have to find out what words work for you. I know that every time that I've been exposed to something new like that, I've gone through my bumps a little bit as I present it and I've had my failures at getting everybody through it, and then you realize there's some words I can add here that will help to ensure the dancer's success. Well,
okay, thank you very much. You can sit down this time. At this point, I'd like to hear comments, questions, things from all of you, ideas, suggestions, whatever you have. Anybody? Comments, please? And please be sure you say your name so we get it for the record.
Jerry Wilson from Virginia. One of the things I heard in one of the other sessions, sometime over the weekend, I think, was ladies to the right chain. And that seemed to work as opposed to if you say ladies chain, they're going to chain across. But if you say ladies to the right chain, then it works.
The problem with that is that you've got some ladies chaining to the left. And when you say head ladies, you designate ladies, head ladies chain to the right. The problem is the side ladies got to go to their... All 4 ladies. Well, if he had all 4 ladies chained to the right 1/4, is that what you're talking? All 4 ladies chain...
All 4 ladies to the right chain.
There's nobody to give a right hand pull by. Is the thing. So.
I heard it wrong.
Well, no. But what's interesting? He brings up a good point, because sometimes there's terminology that just is enough confusing that if it's just the slight confusing to your dancers, it makes it tough for success. And then all of a sudden it's not looking so good and it's not going so good. So I think it's really important to say it the right way.
You're really right, sir, except for the way you put it in. I think what you mean is by putting the direction first, that you're giving them something that's going to be different. And so that you're saying now, I'm trying to think of well, if you were a plus dancer, the one that comes to mind is left chase. You say chase right is the call. Chase is the call to the right. And that's the way they're going to go. If you say chase left, they're going to go right first. And that's where you would change it and say left chase. Because now you've got that in front. And that's a great idea.
Can I stop you, please? The session is on basics. Can we confine our comments to the basic program, please?
Well, but what he's pointing out is sometimes the terminology comes first. To the right, ladies chain. The other problem, though, if you're having all the girls go to the right, is there's nobody to give a right hand pull by to. So even if every lady went to the right, she's got to remember to stick out her left hand and be courtesy turned out there. So it could be a little bit different. Again, when we used to say head ladies chain to the right, it implied simply that the side ladies are going to the left. And the easier success of that is 1 and 2 ladies chain and 3 and 4 ladies chain.
Mike,
you're going to do the same
comment.
thing. Yes. But again, once you kind of stray a little bit, it can be.
Don't forget what you can do with the ladies, you can do with the men. And it's really fun at a basic to say, headmen, get ready with the left hand. Headmen, chain across. Give a right to the girl. Girl, put your arm around his waist and courtesy turn him. Then have the side men do it. And they have all 4 men chain across with the left. And they all laugh and they hoop and howl and they have and there's nothing wrong with that.
That's a good point. Even though it, bends the definition a little, they have fun.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the object of the whole thing. They're relaxed, they're dancing, they're, as you say, hooting and hollering, and the girls are saying, guys, you should know how to do this, and they have fun. More comments, please.
Wait a second. Let's get that comment on the thing.
I apologize for going off of mainstream, but on the mainstream list, you can't have a boy, anybody but a boy courtesy turn a girl.
Okay, please put your comments over the mic.
But you can't, is what I'm saying. And really what you're doing is a reverse courtesy turn.
What's interesting about this is that sometimes, and we had this session in CALLERLAB last year for the first time, it was called Disposable Calls. And as a caller, you are free to take a call that's not necessarily on the list and expose it to your dancers as long as you give them a chance and teach it. It can be a little bit off. Now, this might be a little bit off, and sometimes I'll say to the dancers, we've been chaining the girls. God, we're working the girls like crazy. What do you say we work the guys? And the girls go crazy. They go, yeah, let's work the guys. So we get the guys in there with the left hand, give a right hand to the girls, and so you teach it. It's disposable. You don't expect them to know it. It's not necessarily on the list, and it's not necessarily totally legal, blah, blah. Say that. And then go ahead and do it, because the dancers will have fun with it. So it's a disposable call.
You have a question right in front of you there.
No, it's a comment. The girls turning the boys in a courtesy turn is a plus call now.
It's a disposable call, and you are, as a caller, if you want to, we used to do that years ago. We've gotten totally away from that. If you wanted to do, grand sweep or something, it just as something different to teach to that group that night. God, we used to do that excessively, to the excess, as a matter of fact. But I find it interesting that you can take just something simple, and yeah, it's a plus concept, let's say, but the dancers would have fun with it, and you never even have to go there. And this is basics, and again, the basic dancers can do it. It's something fun to do.
Comment in the back.
Ron from Washington State, and I'm a dancer. I'm not a caller. And I'm kind of interested in Jerry's comment and also Mike's. Are we so constrained by the list that we don't take a little liberty to have the fun in order to get the dancers out there?
Can I address that one, Mike?
Yes, please.
I completely agree with you. I think we've gotten so bogged down in, can we do this, can we not do that, that we lose a lot of the fun in what we could be doing. Okay, if it doesn't exactly fit what that list says, so what? This is an art. It's not a science. It's not. We're not out building a new computer. It's an art. And yes, I think we should take a little liberties. There are guidelines we have to do. Otherwise, we lose the worldwide ability that we have. But I think we can have a little fun inside those guidelines. We need to bend things. We need to be flexible about things. Good comment. Next comment, please.
Very good comment. I concur. Have some fun. Stir up things a little bit. Try something different. Keith?
Along with what was just said, I like to refer to what I call the J word, judgment, caller judgment.
Absolutely. More comments.
Anybody?
The one thing the gentleman in the back said, I'm sorry, I don't know your name. He said he's a dancer. You're more than welcome to be here. And we need to hear from you. We need to hear from dancers. We need your feedback and your input. So please, if there's more of you here, feel free.
The other thing, I think, if we're going to have a basic dance on Tuesday night, and we'll have a gentleman there who is a master at one-night parties and doing mixers and those kind of things, look in your book of Dancing for Busy People and other things like that. And if you're running basic dances, or even with your new dancers sometimes, it's fun to do a mixer. It's fun to do something different, a contra, something out of the ordinary that your people will just say, hey, let's give this a try.
Hi, this is Ron from Washington State, and yes, I'm a dancer. I just happen to be a cuer also. So
you're forgiven.
I'm permitted, yeah. Now, one of the things that I've heard comments about from other people or from the callers and everything else and the leaders, gosh, we can't put on a basic dance. Those plus and those mainstream dancers just will not come and have a good time. And we've discovered the difference that if you don't tell them it's a basic dance, they don't know it. They just go out and they have fun and just have a great time. So you don't necessarily have to advertise it as a basic dance or a B-51 or anything else. Let's go dance. Let's go and let's have fun.
Absolutely. More comments, please.
Ron is not only a square dancer and a round dance curator, but he's also chairman of Round Lab. So
Mike,
thank
here
you
in
for
front.
being here, Ron. We appreciate you guys
Butch.
being here.
Sometimes you'll see a flyer and it'll just say square dance. And people will call and say, well, what program are you calling, or what level? You know, we're trying to get in this program. Depends on the people who come. Well, what if you have all plus people? I said, if I have all plus people, I'll call all plus. Well, what if you don't have all plus? I'll call to the floor. Well, what if they're all low-level dancers? I said, I don't have any low-level dancers. I have people that enjoy dancing smoothly, and that's what we'll dance. So sometimes you got to just put it out on the flyer and take a gamble. And when people come, if they have fun, then they'll come back. I'd like to, I don't know, do you do anything in your basic dances where you don't dance in a square? Or you ever dance in a pentagon? Have you ever done that?
No, I haven't.
Just at the very basic level? Have you ever had 10 couples at a dance where you only got 2 squares and 2 couples are sitting down?
I have seen it. I haven't personally done it. I've seen it.
Could I have 3 minutes to show you?
Yes, you can.
Give me 5 couples up there real quick.
One thing, I have to ask our 2 presenters. Is that all right with you, gentlemen? Yep. Okay.
Yeah, just give me 5 couples up there real quick. Just 5 couples in a circle. I don't care where you are, just 5 couples.
Butch, because we're recording, tell us exactly what you're doing.
This is one of the things we do. We happen to do it in Washington because we have the Pentagon in Washington, D.C., so we decided to do some Pentagon dancing. Circle left. Doesn't make any difference where you are. Everybody dance into the middle and back. Since it's a Pentagon, like the Pentagon in Washington, everybody's ahead because they're all in charge of everybody. Everybody dance into the middle and back. Nobody has any numbers. Everybody face your partner. Shake a right hand. Do a right and left grand. When you get to the 5th person, box the gnat. Do a wrong way grand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Give a right pull by. Do an Allemande left. Come back. Join your hands. Circle left. Face your corner. Shake right hands with your corner. Say hi, corner. Do a right and left through with the corner. Right pull by with a courtesy turn. Circle to the left. Everybody face your corner. Do a right and left through. Right pull by with a courtesy turn. All the ladies chain back to your original partner. You don't have to tell them how far. Just tell them look for your original partner. It gets them all back. Circle to the left. Girl to the middle of men's sachet. Everybody face your partner. Do-si-do. That gets them real quick because now star through. You did the do-si-do. Everybody take 3 steps forward. 1, 2, 3. Everybody do a partner trade. Circle to the left. Everybody do a U-turn back. Everybody walk 3 steps out. Gentlemen, take the lady's hand on your right. Say hello, lady on the right. California twirl. Roll the facer. Pass through. Pass through. Swing. Everything we've done is in the Pentagon. We have not worried about head or size. We don't worry about anything. Now, if we want to do a ladies chain like we do in basic square dancing, ladies pass one man and go to another. All the ladies chain, go in the middle, skip one man, and go to the next for a courtesy turn. All the ladies chain 3/4, skip 2 men. That's how you do in a regular square, and circle to the left. And you can just go on and on with 5 couples. You have not called anything hard. They're all heads. And you can have a joke like, Mike, I could say, Mike, you're my Joint Chiefs of Staff. Would you dance into the middle with your partner and check out the other 4 members of your defense team? You will be in charge of that defense team. Well, the other 4 couples all bow down to the Joint Chiefs of Staff in the front there. Very good. And I mean, all of these little things just to have fun. That's it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Any more, Doc? Did you have something you wanted
There's
to add?
also
Yeah.
a dance, Levi Jackson rag, that you can do with 5 couples. It's in Dancing with the Busy People. It's great. So
I believe Doc had something he wanted to add.
May I go to the next subject a little bit?
Quickly.
Yeah. I handed out the 6-page material. Do you have it? And please look into page 3 of the 6-page material. And this is a very elementary thing, but Element Lab is the most difficult thing for the first teaching. And remembering partner's face and corner's face is a must. And how to what extent Element Lab should be turned is determined by looking at your partner and release the left hand, then you are on the ground, right, and left circle. And that kind of thing must be taught very first lesson. That kind of thing was written here, but actually I am teaching using a teaching order, which was handed to you page 12 and 13, which is a replacement of the material. And very simple, but the point is that family calls were separated. Okay? Family calls have a different difficultness movements. So I reallocated those member of the family call to a proper place. And this is one of the example. I don't know if you agree with me in it, if this is the right order of teaching, but this is just an example. And the basic one should be a separate program, in my case. So if you look into the dance club dance program, you will see basic 1 on the second room. Basic 2 is the main room. And those people are dancing with, P plus dancer, mainstream dancer. But still, we need basic 1 and basic 2 because we accept students anytime. That means multi-cycle teaching is necessary. So basic 1 will not be finished maybe in 1 year sometimes. But I kind of patient. I am patient. And if the other dancers accept the new dancers, I do that. Okay? And the teaching order of this is that the 4-wall dance movement and circle dance movement is separated. Okay? Circle and purely 4-wall movement is taught first. And that is a square. So I put stress on the meaning of the square dance. And people understand, this is square dance. So the start through 24, number 24 is taught very early. And California 12, 25 also. And dive through is very early item of teaching. That kind of thing. And circle movement can be used in singing dance. So those movements are allocated in proper places. This is just an example. So please look into this page 12 and 13. Just an example. And this is what I wanted to say. And anybody can create your own teaching order because we have a different culture from United States in Japan. So in Germany, Walt is working in Germany, and now teaching order is up to us, right? So the principle of the teaching of the design was published. So we used it.
Go ahead, Mike. Something to add?
Doc was referring to teaching order design principles. How many have seen this document? If you haven't had a chance to read it, read it. It's on the CALLERLAB website. Dottie Welch and her group put this together, and it's just a neat. If you're teaching new dancers, read this. It gives you a different perspective about it. And as Doc said, this teaching order works for him with his group. And I know we all alter things occasionally on our teaching order.
I thought I saw one more comment out here. Somebody had a hand up. Nothing? Okay. We have about 5 minutes. So in your handout, in the one with the cartoon on the front, I think it's on the second page, you'll see a chart that we've included. And in the center of that chart, it says, what makes any dance interesting, exciting, and worth dancing? And that's the atmosphere. It doesn't matter if it's the basic program. It's up to us to do our homework, be creative, and set the atmosphere. And if you do that, and if you set a relaxed atmosphere that lets people have fun, lets people dance, they will come back again, whatever program you're calling. All right? Now, I appreciate some of the comments about the plus concept and things like that. But calling is an art. And like any art, we have to be creative. And to be creative, so we've got to be a little bit flexible. We have to push the envelope a little bit at times. All right? Please don't go out and tell our chairman I said we should break all the rules and do all that kind of stuff. He'll throw me out again. Okay? So, but we need to be willing to be a little bit creative because our dancers have to win. They have to have fun. All right? That's the idea behind, one second, Butch. That's the idea behind the whole thing. That's why we're here, is our dancers want to have fun. We have time for one more thing. It's got to be short.
The concept of the right and left through and the courtesy turn was because of the right and left through, they wanted to limit a courtesy turn. But yet we have a gender thing today. We have 3-to-1 ratio of women to men. And many classes have 3-to-1 ratio of women to men. If we're going to teach them to dance, we need to teach everybody how to do a courtesy turn and some of the very basic moves we do. And if that means teaching women how to do it, men how to do it, left-handed do it, I think that particular move, we have a responsibility to teach that move. I'm not saying that for any other moves, but that move I think we do.
I completely agree. We have to put the dancers having fun and the dancers being successful ahead of everything else. Jerry, and that's it. You got about 30 seconds.
I'm just going to tell you that if you're interested in some other ways to entertain basic dancers, come to the games in square dancing tomorrow afternoon. I'll be on that panel. And it's some other ideas that will coincide with everything you've had here today. Give you some new ideas.
I was in that one last year, and if it's half as good as it was last year, that's a great source. We are just about out of time. How about a nice thank you from Mike Seastrom? Masaharu Hiraga? I hope you've enjoyed the session. Thank you very much.
How about a nice hand for Walt Burr? Come to the basic dance Tuesday night. And
Thank
enjoy
you for
the dance.
coming. Enjoy the rest of the convention.